Most people reach for a handful of blueberries when they think about antioxidants and anti-aging power. Don't get me wrong, I love blueberries. They're one of my favorite berries. But blueberries, while good, aren't actually the peak source of antioxidants, and they can be incredibly expensive and often travel thousands of miles to get to your plate. The truth is, some of the richest, most powerfully protective sources of these anti-aging compounds, like polyphenols and flavonoids, aren't grown on commercial farms and shipped across the world. They're growing in the forgotten corners of your yard, your garden, and the places you walk every day. As we get older, antioxidants become even more critical. They help protect our brain function against the fog of aging, they keep inflammation in check, they support vision and the health of our eyeballs, and they are our primary defense against cellular wear and tear. In this video, we're exploring 7 wild plants that are higher in antioxidants than blueberries, and they're probably closer and more abundant than you think. Ready to dive in? If you're looking for the natural solutions your body actually needs, subscribe and hit the bell. We bring you the wild wisdom you won't find in a waiting room brochure. Our first wild star, Purple Deadnettle, is often dismissed as a simple spring weed, but it's an incredible nutritional powerhouse. This humble plant, related to mint, often annihilates cultivated produce in terms of antioxidant capacity. Its leaves are absolutely packed with potent polyphenols and flavonoids, often significantly higher than a handful of cultivated blueberries. This prolific plant is one of the earliest to show up in spring, growing everywhere: lawns, garden beds, and disturbed soil. You've definitely seen its purplish top leaves. Tender young leaves and flowers are mild and versatile, perfect for drying for teas, tossing into soups, or using as a supercharged nutritional garnish in salads. Its nutrient content is through the roof, giving you a generous dose of brain-supporting antioxidants alongside vitamins and minerals. If you've ever wished you could start your spring with a blast of anti-aging protection without heading to the grocery store or buying expensive supplements, Purple Deadnettle is an abundant, delicious, and immediate solution. But if you want a beautiful green that's famous for helping your vision and cooling down inflammation, the next plant on our list is a true nutritional superstar. Violet leaves are one of the little surprises in the wild. Low to the ground, heart-shaped, and often admired for their beautiful flowers. But they are a true nutritional superstar, especially when it comes to vision and inflammation support. The leaves, not just the flowers, have an antioxidant content that easily rivals the best cultivated berries. In fact, I collect these leaves throughout the spring and early summer as one of my staple anti-inflammatory greens. If I can beat the groundhogs to them, that is. With a mild, slightly sweet flavor and a pleasant mucilaginous texture, the leaves are perfect raw in salads, tossed into smoothies, or used as a gentle thickening agent in soups and stews. You'll find them thriving in shady spots under trees and along garden borders. They're incredibly common. Beyond their high antioxidant count, they are also rich in rutin, a flavonoid known to support capillary health, and have a surprising amount of vitamin C. If you've ever wanted a wild green that's as delicious as it is protective, violet leaves fit the bill perfectly. And yes, you can eat the beautiful violet flowers too, using them as a stunning mild-flavored garnish for desserts or salads. If you think that's impressive, just wait, because the next wild star on our list isn't just nutritious, it's a powerful anti-aging food from a very unexpected source, the humble leaf of a common fruit tree. Of all the wild plants for anti-aging, the mulberry tree is a superstar. We all love the sweet fruit, but the leaves are where the true, concentrated antioxidant magic lies. Yes, the leaves are incredibly high in powerful flavonoids that support healthy blood sugar and brain function. and unlike the berries, they're around for much of the year. Young leaves are surprisingly tender and can be blanched and used like spinach, or dried and made into a healing antioxidant-rich tea. The fruit, of course, is a sweet, dark burst of polyphenols that make a blueberry look pale in comparison. You'll find mulberries growing nearly everywhere. This one grows in a nearby park. Their abundance means you can enjoy the highly protective leaves as a daily tea while reaping the benefits of the incredible fruit when it's in season. Whether you're just starting with wild edibles or already a seasoned forager, mulberry leaves and berries are a must-have in your anti-aging toolkit. It's worth pausing for a moment to appreciate why these compounds matter so much, especially as we get older. Antioxidants protect your cells from free radicals, unstable atoms that damage cells and DNA, especially in high-demand areas like your brain and eyes. Chronic low intake can lead to faster cellular aging, cognitive decline, increased inflammation, and compromised immune function. That's why incorporating these incredibly potent wild source foods can be such a simple, natural, and highly effective solution. I promise I'll get back to the list in a minute, but it's interesting to think about this in a historical context. Our pre-modern ancestors didn't have pharmacies or supplements, yet they thrived on diets full of wild greens, herbs, berries, and what we now call weeds. Those diverse foods gave them vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants in abundance rather than microplastics and PFAS. These are nutrients that many of us ironically lack today, despite all our modern advances in medicine and food technology. In many ways, we're more nutrient deficient than people living hundreds of years ago, even without hospitals and fitness influencers. And while average lifespans were short, mostly because childhood and childbirth were so dangerous, dragging down the average, many adults routinely lived 70, 80, even 90 healthy years. Heck, even Betty White, who was born before what we'd consider modern agriculture, made it practically a century with plenty of vitality left near the end. Long, healthy lives aren't a modern invention. But enough history. Let's get back to your regularly scheduled list. And now that we know why antioxidants matter, our next item is a gorgeous red berry that packs a punch of lycopene that actually rivals a tomato, and you're actually helping the environment by eating it. Autumn olive berries are a wild food that has a truly unique anti-aging advantage. They contain extremely high levels of lycopene, often rivaling or even surpassing tomatoes. Lycopene is a powerful carotenoid and antioxidant, especially known for supporting prostate health, skin health, and acting as a broad anti-inflammatory agent. The fruit is small, round, red to orange, and speckled, becoming sweet and tart after the first frost. They can be eaten raw, used in jams, or dried into a healthy anti-aging snack. Autumn olives grow vigorously in sunny, disturbed areas along fence lines and open fields. It's considered an invasive shrub in many regions, meaning it's often highly prolific and completely reliable. Here's the beautiful twist. By harvesting this high-value fruit, whether for eating, drying, or making preserves, you are directly reducing the spread of its seeds. Eating this weed becomes an act of conservation and ecological balance. This is a true superfood that needs to be harvested to be kept in check. For anyone looking to add a wild food that's both uniquely high in lycopene and packed with other anti-aging compounds, autumn olive is a must-know. Next, we're climbing a vine, literally, to a wild plant that's often overlooked, yet its leaves are packed with antioxidants that can transform your health. Now let's look away from the small shrubs and look up a vine. Riverbank grape leaves are a hidden treasure for antioxidants, delivering a protective boost you might not expect from a plant you usually only notice for its fruit. I have to admit, for years before I knew any better, I viewed this plant as the enemy. I used to try to rip this plant from my fences, constantly frustrated by how quickly it grows back. The leaves themselves are high in various polyphenols and are known to support healthy circulation. Their flavor is mildly tart, perfect for use as a wrapper. Think of your traditional stuffed Greek doma, or sliced thinly and added to salads and soups for a nutritional boost. You can find this wild grape variety growing along riverbanks, roadsides, and up trees and fences. While it isn't officially classified as invasive, it is incredibly prolific and hardy, often growing so vigorously it completely drowns out other foliage. Harvest young tender leaves in the spring and early summer before they get tough. Once cleaned and blanched, they're perfect for fermenting or storing, offering a gentle, earthy flavor alongside a powerful, circulatory supporting mineral boost. Shifting back down to the ground, our next tough little survivor is an anti-inflammatory powerhouse trusted by herbalists for centuries to support both your gut and your skin. Shifting back down to the ground, plantain is a tough little survivor. It's another wild green surprisingly rich in protective compounds, specifically flavonoids known for supporting wound and digestive health. Plantain leaves have a mildly grassy flavor and a fibrous texture. They can be enjoyed raw when very young, or cooked like any other green, sautéed, steamed, or added to stews. These prolific plants are incredibly hardy and grow everywhere. Lawns, playgrounds, garden beds, and even cracks in your driveway, or at least mine. You can harvest them year-round, giving you a dependable, anti-inflammatory food source that returns year after year. Plantain is so versatile and protective that herbalists have used it for centuries as a dependable remedy, supporting not just your gut and skin, but your overall anti-aging defense system. For the final wild anti-aging star, we're returning to the very food we challenged in the introduction. But trust me, the wild version is an entirely different beast. The final anti-aging powerhouse on our list is one you already know, but we're talking about the wild variety. You see those big, watery, cultivated blueberries in the stores? These tiny, intensely pigmented, low-bush wild blueberries are a completely different nutritional beast. These smaller berries have a much higher skin-to-pulp ratio than their cultivated cousins, and that skin is where the magic, the powerful anthocyanins, lives. This means that pound for pound, wild blueberries deliver up to twice the antioxidant punch, providing exceptional protection for your brain, eyes, and cardiovascular system. They are the ultimate example of how nature's wild versions always intensify their medicinal compounds. Use them in smoothies, baking, or eat them frozen as a natural energy boost. They prove that when you choose wild, you choose maximum power. And there you have it. 7 wild plants that pack more anti-aging antioxidants than a cultivated blueberry, all growing right outside your door. From the delicate leaves of dead nettles and violets to the potent power of autumn olives and wild blueberries. These wild foods remind us that nature often provides better and closer than the supermarket. If you learned something new today, do me a favor. Give this video a like and share it with a friend, neighbor, or family member who could use a little anti-aging boost in their diet. Every share spreads the knowledge and helps someone discover just how abundant and nourishing the wild world can be. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a video on wild edibles, foraging tips, and natural ways to thrive as we get older. And while you're at it, check out this video on the left where we explore wild greens richer in potassium than bananas. They pair beautifully with today's antioxidant-packed plants. Thanks for being part of this little wild food community. And as always, eat the weeds.